Product launching or affiliate marketing. So it's not a congruent offer. So you're like, well, what's working? Is it Facebook? Is that what you're doing? Or are you coaching? So that's where you get lost. So you have to make sure that your offer is congruent to what you've been doing, the whole thing. And again, that goes to the money. When we're talking about launches in just a second here, even on the products up front, the cash, none of it matters. Get the affiliates out, get them paid, get them happy, and bring in your back end. That's what actually matters here. So the more you can put aside worrying about your pocketbook throughout the entire process, you're going to create better products for people, you're going to create a better funnel for people, and Dean's not here, but he's going to like this one. The launch has to have a process. Like, there has to be some end game to your launch. And it can't just be about, well, I guess it can, but if you want to run a good coaching program, your whole process, it has to be about what your end game is. And for me, that was changing lives for a really long time. Mike's telling me I should probably go back every now and then. But there's just something so powerful in that, when you can go out and affect somebody's lives in the way that we can. But in order to do that, you have to have an offer that starts from the very beginning. You don't even have to change the content all the way through. How many people have got a product here and was like, wow, the OTO is pretty much like the front end, and then the OTO2 is pretty much like the front end. It's just an elaboration of what it's doing, right? And all that is, so some people are looking at that, they're like, well, that sucks. It's pre-framing your audience so that when they get to the coaching program, they already have the info, right? They know what they need to know. All you're doing is helping them put those pieces of the puzzle together. Does that make sense? So I'm actually there? Mm-hmm. Good. Okay, the shakes are running off, guys, so we're doing well. Important. If you want to coach, you've got to fall in love with yourself. You're going to get so sick and tired of seeing your own face, but your face is what people are going to buy. If everything is set up to run your own coaching program, but you're not slamming your face absolutely everywhere, they're going to forget about it. Right? Kimberly, how many emails do you get a day?
Yeah.
How many did you get? A lot of emails a day?
Requests, a lot of Facebook requests.
Yeah, but you're getting people everywhere, right?
Yeah.
There's always more people coming up.
Like
and
5 to 10 a day.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I was talking to, I forget who it was, the Kardashian video. I call it the Kardashian effect. And it's, I think, most of my clients' favorite video. Because it's about, if she can get paid $250,000 to be talentless and stand up and talk for 30 seconds, we can too. We just have to carve out a piece that people want. As coaches, our job is to bring people out, and we want to set that up. But we need to show people how valuable they are, and by doing that, you need to see the value in yourself. So you need to start falling in love with you. Like, nobody's going to go out there, like, a lot of times you'll find that people aren't going to come out and they're not just going to like be said. You get more emails about angry people than you do about, wow, thanks for that great product. So the only person who's going to pump you is you. I get sick of seeing the pictures, but you got to put them up, right? You have to do that. Because look, there's some people who are going to tell you to brand the product, and that's okay as well. But you have to, whatever you're doing, like maybe it's your products coaching, it's like FB Academy. This is what they have to see. They have to see it throughout their whole product, over and over and over and over again. That brand, that image, it needs to be on Facebook, it needs to be wherever you can get it, because people will start to pay attention to your life. Right? We look at reality TV, right? Reality TV, people just sit around and watch other people live their lives. Part of what we're going to do as coaches is we're leading the way for people, right? We're showing them that this is possible, that this is what we can do. In order to do that, you have to be able to get out there and fluff yourself up and tell people, I'm rad. Like you do. And it's a hard part. Even when I was coming here, I'm like, I'm Bill Hugel. But while I'm trying to put stuff together, I'm like, well, is this really going to be good content? Like, everybody probably already knows this stuff. So even still, I mean, I've been coaching for I coached for 3 years. I haven't coached in the last year. But we get down on ourselves. So doing this stuff where you're also building up, like you're putting it, yeah, look at that, oh man. I lived on the street. Like, I lived on the street for 6 months. Now here I am, going halfway across the world, actually almost completely around the world, to come and speak. I've done it at different events. We've got one there where that one actually, my terrible computer died, and I had to make it up live and just make up the content. But we have that ability. So as you're going, just make sure you really start worrying about who you are. Like if you're going to be a coach, you're going to affect the lives of other people. So make sure that you kind of have your own process set up for affecting your own life. We can't run around, we can't be negative, we can't be full of shit, and then try and tell these people that they can do it. Your messages always need to be upbeat, they need to be positive, and they need to be to yourself. So being a coach isn't just so much about helping other people, but it's a real internal process. Who are you? What do you stand for? What do you represent? And through your imaging and all that stuff, you're going to be able to get that message across, but you have to do the work on yourself in order to be able to help other people. And it doesn't matter what you're helping them with. If you don't love you, no one else is going to love you. And it reflects. The less you're posting about you, like you look at somebody who's got a great brand that you love watching on Facebook, when they disappear for a while, you're like, what the hell? Where'd they go? When they come back, you're really, really happy. That's the type of person you have to be. We have to take lead. And that's why I took the break from coaching. It's if you're doing it properly, if you're doing it right, and it's not just about taking money from people, you're tired. It's a lot of work to help people go from being lost. You guys all know the lost I'm talking about, right? You're in that inbox, you're buying these products, and you have to take someone from that place, show them that they can do this. Once they get a little success, then you've got to ramp them up. So it's an exhausting process. I mean, anybody can take money. Like at the end of this, I'll show you guys how to take money. It's whether or not you actually want to affect positive change. So if you're going to do coaching, and I'm super passionate about it, don't be a douchebag. Like, don't do it for the money. Do it because you want to help out. Easy to do it for the money. So is that cool? Like, does that resonate with everyone? Is that a good thing if you're going to do coaching program? Kind of do it to help people and build your own life up? Absolutely. Cool. So, this is some stuff we're going to talk about. Notice how I've got the picture there. I've always got the picture. Right? And that's what's important. Like all this other stuff we can put together, you can change, you can play with, you can do all that stuff. But if that face is not being seen and you want them to spend thousands of dollars with you, you're in big trouble. So, I was going to do the paid webinar funnel, but I'm pretty sure David's got that handled. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about launching. Now, everybody here, who's done a launch here? Look, see, and this is about, but there are some people that aren't. And even if you have done the launch, I mean, you can do 3 OTOs, you can do whatever. Now, the front end is the most important part of your product. And there's a slide that's going to come up after this where a lot of people don't have their front end right. Because remember, everything is moving towards your coaching at the end. So everything from, if you've got a PDF, your face needs to be on the front of the PDF. You need to be down there saying who I am, what's going on, and it needs to be all about you. What you're doing with that product is you're delivering info and you want people to have the value at the end, obviously. But you begin the pitch of who you are in the front end offer. Okay, on the sales page, if you have the opportunity to do your own VSLs, do them. Get a green screen. It's like 120 bucks on Amazon. Get 3 lights, thanks to Joey's Auto for that. Otherwise, it's really fuzzy. But get the 3 lights, stand in front of your screen, and do your own VSL. You want to sell a coaching program, get on the camera. You're only talking to a camera, but it starts at the front end of the product. Right? Last event I was at was like, who are you? Some people were saying to me. Yet other people knew who I was, right? I hadn't had the reach. But everybody who knows me, they begin to feel like they can trust me. They like me right away. But I'm telling them to. Right? In this front end, if it's a PDF, it's like, hey, good for you taking the action, but you have to do this. Are you ready for that? And just create a really nice welcoming message in the front end offer. Now the OTO is where usually you'll put in, the old model for launching to do this way. So if you're just launching to get the coaching program, the old model is like, front end's going to be a PDF. It's going to be, what, $4 to $17, I think is the marketplace right now. So your PDF's going to roll. Your next one's going to be videos. Now the videos are super important because this is where you actually get to start conveying who you are to the people, right? They can read, they can do whatever, but you actually get to put your inflections in. And how you finish your content and how you take people through your content is the most important part. 95% of people, well, who's bought products here and hasn't done shit with them? Right? And I've talked to some people, like, I used to think working, like I'd come home and wife be all mad, just like, you're working all the time. I'm like, yeah, I am. I was just buying shit every day. Like I was going in and I was like, okay, well, I'll get this. This will be awesome. I'll do the dream. I'll go get it. I went back to get my login details and I bought another product. So this is going to happen. We're in that market space, guys. It just doesn't matter whether it's weight loss, whether it's investing, whether it's online marketing, a lot of people aren't going to do shit. They want to watch someone else do it. So if you're willing to do the work just a little bit in the OTOs, this is your chance to actually verbalize what they can do and start putting your inflections into it. So OTO2, I mean, if you guys, since everybody here is launched, you guys all know that stuff. But the one problem that I see is I don't see the faces of the people all the time, right? I'm going to keep going back to this because this is super important. You have to be here. You have to see it everywhere. A cookie, if you guys are going to do a launch, you're going to do your own freebie, David will talk about it. Just having a pixel. I don't know how many ads people throw away, but I'll just spend money not for even clicks. I think at one point I had an ad out that was just a picture of me with a coffee cup saying, have a great day. Whoa, people like Bill. Cost me 20 bucks, something like that. No clicks, no engagement. People knew who Bill was. And that's my point. I have a pixel there to remind people. I'm not always pitching them. I'm sending my face out to them. Because that's who I'm trying to brand, well, who I was trying to brand. Now I think some people know who I am, so I'm doing all right. So, when you're doing the launch, if you're doing coaching, your welcome email is just that. It's about welcoming people, but you have to do it in your own personality. It's not just a login, detailed information, or delivery. Congratulations. Good job stepping up. This is me. If you need anything, go here. Here's your details. Pay attention in the next email, because I've got some really cool information coming up for you. Picture of you at the bottom or picture up at the top, doesn't matter. People have seen that image 100 times in emails. It's always up there. And just, oh, there's Bill again. Sometimes they'll take a random picture of me doing stupid stuff on the way to the gym or something. But people are seeing me. So you always have to have your image. You always have to have your brand in front of those people. And it starts with the welcome email. You don't just deliver. Yeah.
Did you try and make it look like Steve Jobs deliberately?
No. that's actually, like, I don't even know how to, like, set my timer on my camera. That's actually just a video where I paused it and I just did a bunch of stupid stuff. Right? Just silly stuff. And that's just what it is. That's what it came out to. I think maybe that's probably why people like it, though, now that you mention it. So next, you're going to be coming up with your free training session. So who's been on a webinar that has been a free training session and they didn't learn shit? There's only a couple hands went up there. You guys are all getting on some good quality webinars, let me tell you. Okay, so your free training email. This is the part where we get people excited because they are coming. Well, I'll talk a little bit about webinars. Yeah, there's a placebo education that does happen. That's why we go to those webinars where nothing happens and it feels like a big pitch. Talk a little bit about the education of the webinar. But when you're on a free training and you're explaining it, be very, very careful how you word it. You're going to lose trust if you tell people that they have this free bonus training and all you do is show them fancy cars and shit. You're going to lose them. Or they're going to get there, their expectations are going to be that I'm going to have a fancy car. Now, guys, I've coached for a long time. You don't want clients who want the fancy car. You want clients who want to change their life. So the fancy car works because it creates that dream, it creates all that stuff. So you kind of got to have, well, actually you don't. I've never, I've had a fancy car picture in it and whatever. But that training email is so important because now you're bringing them into the next step. But you have to be very careful with how you word it because you want to be 100% honest and upfront with what's going to happen. A lot of people like my webinars because I tell them at the front, I'm going to sell you shit at the end of this. Are you guys cool with that? One's in the chat box, yeah, sell me stuff. It's cool. It's going to be content. But it's all because my lead up is always friendly and they always know what's going to happen. Is it a free training? You bet your ass it's a free training. However, the content, they've already got what they need, right? We've talked about that through your OTO and all that stuff. Right now, what we need to sell them on is the fact that they need us, because we've all admitted we don't actually use a lot of the products. They need us to make them open the product, to use the product, to be there for them when they do have questions, and someone who cares about them. Like sometimes I don't know, I felt this way. I just wanted somebody that I could like, hey dude, I did this and this today. Great, good job. That's what they want. In fact, some people I paid a lot of money. That's all I needed was like 2 or 3 chats with them and just knowing that they were there and I wasn't alone. This is a lonely place. Like when you go home, it's you. Most of the time you got someone who doesn't give a shit about what you're doing. They think it's a scam. They think like, you know, even though we've got kids that are making money on YouTube nowadays, people think that this whole thing, we're just starting to come around to it. So it's a very, very lonely place. So to know that someone's there, that's what we're doing with the whole process here, is letting them know that it's us. Picture. Us. Picture. We're there for you. So you're starting to get that going. The content / face and name recognition video, sign up now. There's a slide for that. Like, trust me, it's super awesome. It works really, really well. So proof video sign up. So once they sign up, you're going to send them a proof video. Here's what we're doing. Here's what we're talking about. Here's why you're going to enjoy it. Okay? Check out Hugh. He's like making $6 million a week now. Yay, Hugh, right? Quick proof video. You don't actually have to do too much teaching. But again, that's just a reminder. Now this is where I talk about the follow ads, where I don't actually care if they're signing up, because this is just for people to remember who I am. I don't need them to go click on the ad again. I just need to smile at them, see them, hey, it's Bill. I'll see you on Tuesday. That's it. It doesn't cost much, does it? Just follow you around on the pixel. It's super cheap, right? So I put them there. Now David will probably say, don't ever put an ad out, that's not going to make you money, right? But I just do, like, we have to be familiar. We're all looking for something else to watch. So the more we can do that, the better off we are. So this is the webinar, but here's the slide first. There's me again. Hi. The video is the most important part of the entire process. Like you can mess up the emails a little bit, they'll still show up on the webinars. As long as you're getting some people in the room, you're fine. But as I'm going to tell you in the next slide, after this, auto regs suck. Okay? They just do. You do a launch, you're like, oh man, we just did 1,500 units, we've got like 1,500 people signed up for the webinar. 2 people show up. Wait a minute. Such a little cutie. So people show up, people don't show up to your webinars, right? If you auto-reg people, good for you, but they don't do it. They need to actually want to be there. So this video is super important. Hey, welcome, congratulations. My name is Bill Hugel. Hey, we've got a super cool video. I talked about it in the emails for you. It's just you got to click down below. It's scary to see it up, throw it around, but just click that link, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Super simple, but so many people don't do this. When they're trying to run a coaching, they just have a PDF and know who's this guy, who's this girl, and then it's like, come to my webinar and let me sell you my coaching. Which is also why people have a tough time with coaches, is because they're buying from someone they don't 100% know, like, and trust. Right? They're buying from a faceless entity. Here, as soon as they get to your product, it needs to be you telling them what to do and making them take action. Because what's going to happen is, when they become your clients, they have to listen to what you tell them to do. So from the very start, you have to tell people what to do. And you do that with this video. Now some people will be like, I don't want to get on video. Look, you're going to be asking for $1,000+. Get on a video for 10 minutes and say, welcome to my package. Right? Like, just do it. It's not that hard. It's not that big of a deal, but you have to get them to sign up. Because auto-regs do not do very well. Am I alone on that? Has anyone noticed that, that's done their launches? The auto-regs don't show up anywhere near as much as the people that actually sign up for the webinar. Like, they just don't. And you're all excited because you think you're going to make like $100 million on this, and only like 60 people show up out of that 1,500. We're in a day and age now where I think the average consumer is a lot smarter than they used to be. Right? Back in the Wild Wild West days where you could put up a ClickBank product, no offense, ClickBank's cool, but it could just be a button, you know? I bought a plugin one time that's all it was just a button. But you could get away with that way back in the day. Now we've got people we've got the review sites, we've got guys like Mike that are out there every single day doing it. Hugh's out there, he's got some reviews and stuff that he's doing. We have the ability to inform ourselves. So, you have to get people to take the action themselves, and they'll show up if you give them the option to do it themselves. If they just start getting hammered with a webinar they didn't even know they were joining, they're not going to show up, they're not going to like you, and they're certainly not going to buy your coaching program. Make sense?
Excuse me, I'm sorry, I've not heard the term auto-reg before. What does it mean?
When you're doing a launch, you have the opportunity to auto-register people for a webinar, which is why sometimes you'll start getting email. So you get your login details from whoever the launch is being hosted by, like say JB Zoo. You get the email from them, then you get your follow-up email, then they've been auto-regged for a webinar, so they get a webinar email.
Right.
So when you do that, you're like, what the hell is this? I don't even know. So it's wasted effort. right? But when you sign up for it, you're like, yeah, there's my confirmation. I can't wait for this. I'm really excited. It's going to be a good time. So, when you do your webinar, you've got everyone there. The webinar, quickly, I'll explain to you. Placebo content is a word I've used, or I've heard used. Anyways, it's all, look, you want to deliver value, but in this point, you have the opportunity, because you've done all the OTOs properly, you've done the whole formats leading up to this entire event. So all you have to do on your webinar is give them something else, something more. Like if you're doing coaching, obviously you've got some intel, right? We've talked about that earlier. So all you're doing with that webinar is you're just simply giving them value. Like you're actually teaching them stuff? Yes, but you don't want to lose them, right? So don't get too complicated or technical. Trust me, I've done that. What a great webinar, Bill. You taught us a lot. I'm never going to remember it, and I'm certainly not buying anything from you, but wow, that was a great webinar. So you have to keep it simple, you have to keep it basic, and you have to keep people on the exact same path as you were before. Sometimes you'll see a webinar that's completely different to what the entire front-end offer was, and you can't do that if you want to be selling coaching clients and doing it successfully. Now, as I was talking to Richie about earlier, because Richie will come in and he'll close you. He's a great salesman, right? I'm not, I'm a relationship guy. Because I have to work, and that was what we were talking about, right? Is there's a separation. As a sales guy, you're working for. As the coach who's doing the selling, which I'm going to explain to you how to do, you're the one who's in there, so you get to make the choice, and you get to tell people whether or not they're coming in. To me, people aren't a metric. People are people that want to change their lives, so that's how we run it. Now, the application process, I wonder if I still have that slide on there. So what you're going to do, you'll go to the application. We'll talk about the application in a minute. But you're going to go to the application. You're going to send people to an application. It usually takes 2 minutes to fill out. 72-hour replay. Hammer that thing for 3 hours a day, or for 3 emails a day, and follow. Guys, just follow, reminding that you're closing this webinar offer down, and then actually close it. Like, my favorite thing is when I go to a page and someone says this is closing, and then it's actually closed. Like, we've all been to those pages where this is closing tomorrow, and then it's not closed, it's still open the whole time. We kind of feel like we've been kicked a few times. Closing it down also creates an exclusive feel to it. So if you've got 25 spots, but it's open for 3 days, close the 25 spots down. Even if you don't get the 25 spots filled, close it down, because the next time people see it, they may not have been ready, they trust you. They know that this coaching offer is valid and that it's going to go away. If you leave it always open all the time, so they can go back to that video and just fill out the application, you're not getting people that are in an urgent situation. And what you want is you want people who are ready to buy now, right? You want people that are ready to finally take the next step. So hammer it out, get your emails out, and then follow people around. Make sense? Any questions on that part? Cool. Okay, so there's a couple things, well, there's one in here that I don't think a lot of people will talk about. And I might get in a bit of trouble for this one, but whatever. I told you I'd probably offend you. So the application process is even that one more step to make you the authority, to put the Hollywood branding in there, the hype. The next thing we need to understand, though, is we're not asking people for $2, right? We're asking them for cash. Now, a lot of people will say, I don't have money, and they do have money. People that don't have money will say they do have money. What we're looking at is we're looking at an income, right? What you want to know when you're sitting down with your potential client is you want to know that this money isn't going to cripple them, right? You don't want people who have nothing left when they're working with you, because we're all trying to build businesses, right? So you take everyone's last dollar and then you say, oh, by the way, you need to go spend some money on some sales page and some copy and some this or that. There's other expenses. They got nothing left. So you need to know what their income is for debt load purposes. Cool? Now, emotion. This is an emotional part of the story. This is where you're going to bring people into it, and you need to get them feeling, why are they here? What are they doing? Why do they want to join my coaching program? So you need to ask them what their story was. Like, where have you been? Where do you want to go? And it has to be like written form. They have to explain, get into the emotion of why they want to do it. So why do they need your service as well? You're the solution. Excuse me. You're the solution. Why do they need your service? Why is it you that they should go with? Because we all know there's 600 coaches out there, right? But by this whole time, this is just that last extra step before you get on the phone. that reminds them of why they're getting on the phone with you. So why do you want to work with Bill? Why do you want to work with Mark? Why do you want to work with David? It's all about why do you want this coaching with you? And then they start building up in their head that you are the only solution for them. That's what we want, because when we get to the phone, I do it in 20 minutes. 20 to 35 minutes. Other guys, not so much. They'll run it for as long as they can, but I'm not there to sell. I'm there for them to make a decision, me to make a decision. Each question is part of the journey, right? It's got to be emotional, and you want to find out what their intentions are. Like, why the hell are they doing this? I want to make money online, not big clients. I want to make an income so I can change my lifestyle and move here and do this. People that have emotional drives, and you'll find that by the end of it. Okay? As long as the application process is done right. Any questions on that?
Yeah, when you say where these questions is part of the journey, can you give an example of that?
Where have you been? Like, what have you been through on your online journey to date? Why are you talking to me? What are your struggles? What have you failed with? What are you looking forward to? What's going to be so exciting when you're a success story of mine? Right? So we take them through the hell, just like a sales page, through the hell, the problem, bring them all the way up through to the solution. So now they're actually itching and they're waiting for the phone call. Right? This is a phone call where people are going to show up to now. We've just done all this work for them to come and be our clients, and it's going to make our phone close a lot easier. You're not going to be twisting arms. And I'll also say real quick that whenever I've never had a person that I've sold ask for a refund. I've had refunds from sales guys, right? And the reason is what we talked about, Richie and I earlier, was there's that separation. So now they're waiting to talk to you, and a good sales guy will be able to put you way up here and make it exciting. But when you sit down with someone and they finally get to talk to you, after all the work we've just done, they're super excited for that. You know, that's a big moment for them. So treat it like a big moment. Show it the respect it deserves. Now, I talked to Richie here. He said he'd probably come up and, say the exact opposite of what I said, which is cool. But this is a 20-minute phone close. Okay? First things first, you take control of the call. If you've ever been on a sales call and you're scared or you don't want, people are going to try and run it. Oh, hey, Bill, how's it going? Yeah, no, okay, good, yeah, no, my day is crazy. Like, I got the kids out there, and I've been struggling so long, and there was a scam guy over here, and it was just like that. Take control of the call right away. Hey, Richie, how's it going today, man? Good? Awesome. That's fantastic. So look, this is how our call is going to go. It's going to take about 25, 30 minutes, and it's not a sales call. We have a decision process that we've got to make here. Not just you, but me. I got to know if I actually want to work with you. And that's not like bullshit. I actually want to know if I want to work with you, because that's how I pick my business. That's how I make my business. I pick my clients. I don't sell people into it, right? So that's how you go with your call. Makes it really easy. Tells people at the end of it, you have a decision to make. Like, if I choose you, which I'm doing, you have a decision to make at the end of this call. Simple. Is that cool with you? Yeah, right? Of course it is. We want to have a phone call. So do some 45 seconds of bullshitting, guys. Like, as much as we have the structure and get it down, we still want to kind of know where their headspace is that day. If you've done any sales training at all, a lot of guys will tell you to go in really hard and heavy, like, how's it going, all that stuff. I find meeting them on their level and bringing them to where they need to be is a lot easier. So you got to do some bullshitting during the first couple of seconds of the phone call to understand who you're talking to and where they're at. Like, if you're having just a baller day and you've got all this energy, and you get on the phone with someone who's looking for coaching because they're like, they just want out, they hate their job, and then they just went to their job all day and their boss was a dick, they don't want to hear you're in a great mood. We have to bring them to the great mood, right? It's super simple to do when we're doing this. Because it's supposed to be a pleasant experience, but we have to take them through that. So jumping on as like a super excited guy, it's not going to go over well. Most of us don't like that super excited salesman, right? Like even the car guy, the door-to-door guy, we don't like that super excitement. And for whatever reason, it's just like, oh, you're selling me shit. And that's, right? So we don't want that feel on our call. Well, I personally don't. You guys can do whatever you want. You can do however you want. I just want to sit down and have a relationship because I'm picking my clients. I will say no to people. They'll be surprised. I'll give them a free gift and get them on their way. So you're not ready for this? Get out of here. I don't want your money. Like maybe down the road, but here, this will help you. In the meantime, thanks for taking the time. And it's really important for you to know that if you're going to do a coaching program, be ready to tell people no. Okay.
How many as a percentage do you refuse?
Oh, big percentage. Big percentage. I'll get on the call with them. All the stuff looks really right, and then there's just no vibe, right? Like I can tell that I'm very particular about how we do things to get you success. Like I think in this room alone, I probably have 8 clients here. And I have a bunch in the States as well. But in order to get a high success rate, you have to have the right person for it. You just can't sell anyone. Otherwise, your success rate goes down. And what sells your business better than a good sales guy? People going, I made money because of this guy. Yeah, he's the real deal. It's good, man. Go with this guy. To me, that's what sells better, and it feels better. Right? I've done sales a long time. I did weight loss. I did door-to-door gas, actually. It feels better when you know that you didn't sell someone. You brought value to someone else's life, and in exchange, money was transferred hands. Right? So, where are we? Yeah, we're both interviewing them. Lead them with yes questions. If we have the right person on the phone, we want them to be in a mind state. I looked at you again and you lost me, right? No, we got a mind state, and we want to bring people to a place of saying yes to us at the end. Because we have the client that we want now. This is our dream client. We can make their life better, they can make our life better. It's a huge value exchange. We want this client. Simple yes questions. As you notice, like throughout it, as I get a little bit better and more coherent today, I'm starting to do it. Does that make sense? You understand that? Right? Yeah? Super simple. That's all you have to do, but it makes sense, right? See? Still nodding, right? Super simple. I've had guys that are like marketing sales guys, and they're like, wow, you just took me through the entire process. That was awesome. Cha-ching. But it's all about getting everyone in the mindset, because it's a good thing. Like, I felt guilty when I first started out selling coaching. I really did. But I realized that I care about them, right? It's not about the dollar value. It's about, there's nothing better in life if you're running your coaching program, so they can have all the naysayers out there, but there's nothing better than knowing that you helped someone go from like dirt broke and fucked up to like traveling the world. That's huge to know that. So sell with passion. And when you got the right person, of course you want it to lead in the right way. So always make sure they're in a positive mindset. So we did a little bit of pacing and leading where you meet them on their own level. Now how you bring them up is with the yes questions. Oh, we're getting there. Actually, it's not bad. So we're bringing them through this state. The yes questions are doing that. Simply up your level as you go through. When you know this is the client, you're coming down to the pitch and you want to say, hey, look, this is the price. This is good. Now, a lot of people say, don't talk after you make the pitch. Let them talk first. You're picking the client, man. They already know it's coming. Right? We're not helping them, teaching them anything at this point. This is it. Like, you're either in or you're out. I've decided I like you. You decided you like me. So now it's time to pony up, or we can just carry on. Now, I know we could also do a lot of follow-ups. I'm not a big follow-up guy. I figure on that first call, if we can't have that relationship built, it's probably not going to happen. And I'm totally cool with that. Because if you ask any of my clients, I'm there. I don't know if I have it here. Oh, I do. It's coming up. But I don't really do a good job at separating myself like a lot of people do. I can't leave. Like, there's a reason I run a Facebook group for it, is because, like, if they ask, I want to help. That's what they paid for. You know, they don't want someone that's unreachable. That's not who they don't want a coach that they can't talk to, who doesn't ever want to talk to them. They want someone who's like, yeah, you just told me you'd be here for me. So for me, it's a lot of work and it's a lot of time, but like I said, when somebody's traveling around the world and came from nothing, like it's a big deal. So all this stuff really works. Now you can sell, and I don't, like guys, I don't want to say that selling's bad or anything like that. I don't want to make it seem like it's evil, because selling's good. But for me, everybody I come in contact with, short of the people I may have offended so far, I like to get along with. Right? Like it's way better for us to smile and be happy and see each other and feel as though there was a value exchange throughout our entire lives, throughout our entire days. My day is better because you and I talked today. We saw each other, we smiled. That's better. So we can do that with money, right? You can sell them, or you can build a relationship. And relationships usually bring bigger cash. So this is how I run the group. I do it a little bit different. But again, we have to take control right away. Okay, now that they're in, they've given the money, they feel like they're our best friend, they're going to want to just be like, yeah, where are we going, what are we doing, how are we going to get this, let's get started today. But this is where the control starts. So I run everything on a Facebook group. I've been told by a few people that that's a silly idea because Facebook could shut it down. Whatever. I'll just open a new group and put the same people in there. It's not a big chore. So I run a Facebook group. The pinned post contains all the content. Right? You come into the group, you got a video from Bill, another one. Yeah, I just closed your app. Come on in, it's good times. Yeah, we're gonna have fun, you're gonna be making money soon. Come on in. However, I have some rules. And I explain those rules very clearly in the video, and then I type out the rules again to overstate, because the content's there for a reason, and when you're doing a group coaching, you're gonna deliver the content, but I personally wanted to be there for people. So in order to do that, you have to keep it very structured and very disciplined. So the content has to be there. On top of that, excuse me, the reason I use Facebook is because I'm a tech illiterate. I don't really know how to do the membership stuff very well. So this is just easy, just come in the group, it's just us. Pin post, like again, all the content, so what you do is you'll go through your pin post, it's got the original pin post, and then all they gotta do is click comments, and each comment after that is content. Nobody's allowed to talk on the pin post. Stay out of the pin post or delete your comments. This is where you find your info. Then, everybody has their own thread. Big picture, big welcome. If you have any questions, go to that thread. Get in a group and talk it up. But if we have a thread, we know what you and I just talked about last. So we know where to pick up the conversation next time we start, right? Super simple, super easy to do. No private messages. None. Leave me alone. I got the group for that. I want to help you, but I'm going to do it in a group. Because odds are good, if you have a question, it's probably the same question as you, same question as you, same question as you. I don't want to answer it 10 times. Do it in your group, show up, stay active in the group, and you're going to learn. So, no private messages. It's not allowed. Most people say sorry, but everyone knows I take private messages anyway. It's totally cool. Because, you know, you got to do it. But you have to set that bar because you can't have everyone coming in thinking that your time, like, at the time, say you're doing a $2,500 coaching program or $5,000, that's a lot of money. But that's not worth my life, dude. Like, you don't get me 24/7. I'll be in the group, I'll get there as fast as I can. We have phones, we can reply quickly. So it's really simple to run that. Weekly or bi-weekly webinars, totally up to you. The thing about the webinars, you don't really need them. You got the content, you got the group, you can help out all day long, every day. You can run a group like this with 50 people and it takes maybe an hour a week. And they're getting results, high-end results. So learning as a group is a big deal. Public accountability as well, right? It's super important that you're setting your goals and you're doing it for other people. Plus, we talked about being alone. And this is how you get away from being alone. So clear and decisive plan of action, again, that's what's in your pin post and that's your content. I think I'm running out of things to talk about here.
Got a question?
Oh, yeah.
So do you put a lot of people in the same coaching group in one go? Because if you've got a steady drip feed,
Yeah.
people will be coming in and they'll be asking the same questions. And
Nope, they won't. They'll try. But what you do is you tell them, like, here's the pin post. Yeah, that's a good question. You might want to go through the content, though. Oh, nice. Right, yeah, that's in video 1. Hey, Bill, how do I do this? Check video 2. Like, there's a reason I put the content in there. I'm here to coach you on all the other things you need, like what tweak you should put on your sales copy, what graphic designer you should use, what tweaks they should make. Like, I did that at one point. I was editing their copy live on Google Docs. I'd go in and I'd fix it up, I'd clean it up.
So you're continually updating the pin post as people ask questions that are going to be repeated?
Well, no, because most of the questions that are repeated, you know what they're going to be. Like, after you've done it long enough where you've at least taught the content, you know what questions are going to be asked. They're the same ones every single time. So you just make sure in your content they cover all that. And then if you've got to answer the question once or twice in a thread, like, you're okay with that because there's engagement with the people that are there, right? So, oh no, you asked the question again, I'll gladly answer it for you because it's adding to the group, right? It's making that people are seeing the notification, then they're coming back to the group, they're seeing that it's working, they're seeing that it's active. What's really hard is to get people to understand that being in that group is huge. And the group, for me, did way more than I ever could have done for people. I put the right people in the right place with the right info, they took it and they ran with it. But because it was in the group. If I had these guys one-on-one, probably wouldn't be looking at such high success rates.
So you don't do one-to-one calls?
A lot of the time, Bill, from being in the group, as you said there, the questions were asked and you didn't even have to answer them. People in the group answering them themselves.
Yeah, and well, I think that's the other thing that is I put a really big emphasis on the community aspect of it. Because as Obviously I teach launching, but that's what we do, right? Like, look, we're all here at a networking event, yet we can't get into a Facebook group and help each other out. So what I try and, I'm really strict on this, is like, get in the group and get out there. You're sick of being alone, you're sick of being in a bubble, right? Now's your chance. Flourish, don't feel stupid. I'll never ever tell you it's a stupid question. And I don't think you should ever tell your clients it's a stupid question. But once it's community and people start to know who each other are, when the new person, anytime a new person came into the group, right guys? Their shit just lit up all day. Welcome, hey, great to have you. Let us know if we can do anything. You're in the right place. Welcome here. That feels a lot better than like, okay, so I'll see you in a week on the webinar. Thanks a lot, right? Got nothing to do till then? Oh yeah, go enjoy the members area. But then there's no contact. Everyone feels alive, they feel a part of, and that's what JVing is, right? That's what getting your friends and affiliates and stuff like that to promote is getting out there, being told no, being, having some awkwardness. That's part of it. That's part of life. If you want to do anything better, be anything great, you're going to have to take those risks. So public accountability is huge, and the community aspect of it is really big. And again, having the right people instead of just taking money, right? That's so big. If you pick the right group of people, they're going to go in, they're going to create the right type of atmosphere for the next guy that comes in, and success breeds success.
So you know the group with a few people before you start, so you're not the first team. So if you're starting from scratch, you've got an empty group.
Well, you can, but you're selling people right now, right?
Yeah.
So you've just done the lead process. Who cares if you have one person? Like, we don't have to tell them we have 200 people if we don't have 200 people. I just opened this coaching program today. Like you just saw on the webinar. Just talked about the application. I'm taking about 10, 15 calls over the next couple of days. The first one in there. Welcome aboard. Super simple. Like, I know it sometimes feels like, oh, but there's nobody in there. Doesn't matter.
Who was our first one in?
Who was it? I think it was James Canzanella or Adam Payne. One of those were the first way back in the day. And it's just like, it is what it is, man.
There's a benefit to them anyway, because they will have direct access to you.
Yeah.
Any questions that will be answered answered by you.
That's when it's the best, right? It's like they're so excited and there's no like cross chat. People are just like, it is one-on-one. And they're surprised at how quick it is, and then they start telling people like they want to fill this up. Like, we wanted a bigger group, all of us. My clients and me. We wanted more people in there, and we wanted to breed more success because they wanted to say, hey, welcome aboard. Your life's about to change. And if we set it up this way and we structure it, like I have super high success rates for that exact reason. This is how we lay it out. And we keep it structured, phone call, everything there is what I've done for the last 5 years.
Do you do it on your own, or do you have a team?
I had a team for a bit, but I was finding I was getting refund requests, and I don't like giving large amounts of money back. Should have done it properly the first way, right? Probably shouldn't have been in there. I hate giving refunds. I think there's a flaw in the process if you're giving a big ticket refund, right? I know that some people throw contracts at you. You don't need a contract if the person wants to be there. If a person feels pressured or sold into it, then you're gonna need, like, you know what I mean? It's just, and again, like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just, my way of doing it is everybody feels good, everybody wins, and we all make money, which is kind of what we're all here to do, right? So, I don't know. Anyways, that's it for me, guys. Like, I'm pretty much done. It was a shaky start, but thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Oh, hang on. A quick question, Bill. In the process, the application process, have you pre-qualified them on their financial ability, or when do they get to know the fee that you're going to charge?
The fee will always be discussed at the end.
At the end.
Right.
So you've got them through into the 20-minute conversation before the fee arises.
Yep.
Okay.
And then usually it's nice and seamless because you've ran the whole process and you've done I just threw a lot of stuff at you, right? Like, we've gone through a whole bunch of stuff to make it to this call. At that point, like, people get on a coaching app call, they know there's a pitch coming. They know there's a dollar figure.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes you get, oh my gosh, that's a great deal, you know? So it's all about making sure that you follow the same process over and over and over again, and it'll obviously get better and better, and you can sometimes throw the price in at the beginning, sometimes throw the price in at the end. Cool? Anyone else?
Thanks very much. Give it up for Bill, please.